May I come, sir? Yes.
Please. Gentlemen, just briefly and precisely introduce yourself.
Sir, myself, I'm Ali Azeem. My father name is Muhammad Azeem. I hail from the town 𝐀𝐝𝐝𝐬𝐬, which is adjacent to the port city Gwadar and also located near the Iranian border. I have done my graduation in law with the distinction of being a gold medalist in the year 2022 from University of Turbat. Later on, I pursued my education and I am doing my master's in law LLM from University Law College, University of Balochistan. And also I'm enrolled as an advocate at Balochistan Bar Council. And moreover, I have contributed to the judicial discourse of Pakistan by publication of 3 research articles on the pre-Balochistan judicial system.
Okay, thank you. What your father does?
Sir, unfortunately, he's not with us. He passed away 2013 when my brother.
And how many brothers, sisters do you have?
Sir, we are 7. I have one brother who's elder, and I have 5 elder sisters who are.
Besides your academic qualification, what kind of hobbies or other extracurricular activities do you have?
Sir, as far as hobbies, in the spare time I try to read books.
Which one is the your favorite book and
So-
why?
So I have many favorite books, but the most one I have liked is the Lessons of History by Will Durant. I like it because it gives a conceptual or analysis.
How much do you know about Balochistan?
Sir, I think I know about 30 to 40% about Balochistan.
From where Jalawan starts and where Sarawan ends?
Jalawan, sir, start from.
What is the literal meaning of Jal?
Jal means, sir, Nashebi Ilaki mean the lower areas, and Sarawan mean the upper areas. These have been the 2 areas between the Khanate of Kalat. The Sarawan was like the other side, the right side of the Khanate of Kalat, means Saniya Kalat, and Jalawan, the other Sardar, the other Nawab. So,
And when did we get back Gawadar?
sir, we did get Gwadar in 1958, sir, 8 December.
And why it was given to one of the prince of Oman? Why it was given to him?
Sir, he was given because there was a rebellion in which he came to exile in Gwadar. He said, I am from a royal family. I need some revenue to earn from which I can make out of my family. So Khanate of Kalat gifted it or given it for a lease or certain time. But when Khanate of Kalat.
Which is the biggest natural lake of Balochistan?
Natural lake, I think, is Hana Lake, sir. Or
You
Mashkil Lake.
must have seen embankment there. When there is an embankment, it is not natural.
Natural, okay, sir.
It has been,
Sir, there is a seasonal lake. I think Hamun Mashkil Lake is. I've also read about it. A seasonal lake coming from Iran to Ashok.
And you know about Noshki, there is a very big known lake there.
Sir, Nushki, there's
Zanginawar.
yes, sir.
You
He's
know
famous
that.
for his birds and
Okay.
other species.
Okay. Okay, tell us something about your achievements during this period besides your academic achievements.
Sir, beside my academic achievement, I have been the Lagate topper of the whole of Balochistan and the admission test of the Balochistan Bar Council. And the other side, I have been awarded La Balochistan Foreign Scholarship by HEC, and I was also a topper at date test taken by HEC. I have also done online certification from.
Do you know Balochistan is known as the fruit basket of Pakistan?
Yes, sir.
How much dates do we produce a year? Because it belongs to your area. That's why I'm asking. Otherwise, I could ask about the apple as well.
Yes, sir. I think so. As far as that quantity or the ton is concerned, I am blank, but I think so Balochistan contribute 100% to the production of date of the whole of Pakistan.
No. Khairpur and DI Khan, Khairpur and DI Khan. Before this coastal highway, Balochistan was not contributing much because it was, domestically consumed. After this coastal highway, they started, and in Panjgur, they have established that cold storage facility, which has enhanced the production as well as added to the varieties of dates in Balochistan, is about 300,000 metric ton. Right? Okay, over to you.
Yes, Mr. Ali Azeem, as you are doing, I think, your LLM.
Yes, sir, I'm currently there.
Yes, in the Constitution of Pakistan, we are having a chapter about fundamental rights, and there is another chapter that is about the principles of policy. What is the difference between fundamental rights and principles of policy?
Sir, fundamental rights are those rights enshrined in the Constitution. These are basic human rights which cannot be taken away from a human. And these are rights which are exercised in every civilized country: right to life, liberty, property. As far as the principles of policies are concerned, these are mere principles which would guide the policy of the country or the state, that every policy should be framed, should be within the ambit of these principles. These are non-justifiable, or these cannot...
These are not justifiable.
No, so they cannot be challenged before the court. If there is no current issue of riba is there so prominent in the news, there is riba or interest in the economy of Pakistan. So here it is mentioned that it will be eliminated as soon as possible.
Yes, you are right. The principles of policies, its violation cannot be tried in the court of law, whereas if the fundamental rights are violated, that can be tried in the court of law. What is the difference between interim order and interlocutory order? They are not the same.
Sir, they may certain time change. I cannot really give the...
Yes, those orders which are given by the court during the proceeding of the case until the final judgment is announced, those orders are called interlocutory orders. For example, if 15 hearings of the case are held, so on each hearing the court issues an order, that is called interlocutory order. Okay. We know that we are having Pakistan Penal Code, and that Penal Code prescribes the punishment for different kind of offences. You are well aware of that. Which is the longest section of Pakistan Penal Code?
Is term of wording or
in respect of volume?
In respect of
it is having a number of subsections.
So
Pakistan Penal
it can
Code
be of the HUT section.
Yes, you are right. Yes, you are right.
Can the 340
Shaja, Jara. What is that section?
340 or
337. 337 ADF. How many kinds of murder have been explained in the Pakistan Penal Code? There are 4 kinds of murder. Can you elaborate those kinds of murder?
𝐀𝐝𝐲 is the name, which is 302.
What is 𝐀𝐝𝐲?
𝐀𝐝𝐲 is, sir, if we go for literal meaning, is intentional.
Intentional, yes. The second one?
Then 𝐀𝐝𝐲𝐵.
𝐶𝐝𝐲, yes.
Mean the shadow of Ahmad. You do not have the... You wanted to do some harm, but intentionally you, or by khata, you cause qatl, but you do not want to,
for example,
kill him.
Rash driving, kill a person.
Then you came to qatl khata, mean unintentional murder.
Yes.
Then qatl bis sabab.
Yes.
You have done an illegal or wrong thing.
Yes, my last question. We are having CPC, Civil Procedure Code. CPC has been divided into 2 parts. We are having orders and rules, and then we are having sections. How many orders are there in CPC?
Sir, there are almost 46 orders, if I am not wrong.
One question before I hand it over to Haji Sahab. We talk, everybody in Balochistan talks about Sahel and Wasail. 2 questions about Sahel and Wasail I am going to ask you. Number 1, can you tell me how many gas fields do we have and where?
So the biggest gas field is in 952 discover is in Dera Bukti, Sui gas field, and apart from it, I cannot really recall their names.
Okay. We unless we know that are wassail, how can we defend that? Number another question. Since you are about a portion of your district touches Iranian border, right? We always hear about Durand line. Which line divides Iran and Pakistan?
So it is called Goldsmith line.
Goldsmith, not Goldsmith. Don't say that, right? But it's good that very few people, even belonging to that area, they don't know that. Thank you.
So, do you know there is a terminology we use, Renaissance movement? Do you know?
So Renaissance is the main rebirth, which occurred around the 40th, 50th century and Europe. Basically, they started from Italy, Rome, in which they tried to reestablish, come out of their dark ages, as the European literally called, from which they discovered they came to enlightenment. They go to secularization. They rescued their politics from the church, and they established nation states. And later on, there was industrialization, emancipation, due right, democracy, culture of human rights. These all developed.
So, do you know Christopher Marlowe?
So I don't even know.
So, do you know what is the difference between the term we use soliloquy in literature?
So no, I'm
No.
not only.
Okay, it's okay. So, feedback.
One, I just wanted to give you feedback. Before that, I just asked another question. Not question, just my clarification for myself. What triggered that all of a sudden the students of Makran division started love for books, both girls and boys? Because for a long period of time there was no such activity in that region. Now it's a very healthy sign that from one end to another, girls and boys are in a large number are being attracted to education as well as books. Who was the contributing factor? What was the contributing factor?
So as per my own personal analysis concern, I think so. There has been a love from quite of the time, but when these infrastructure was built, especially were connected to Seafay to the Quetta and then to Karachi, there was a greater inflow of goods like books. So the people when get a large amount of the books, the greater purchase make it a highlight. So previously it was existing within the community as with it we see libraries within everyone's homes.
You have been to Aftalar?
Haftalar, I have personally not been there, sir.
What is it called in English?
Circle Haftalar in English.
In Baluchi is Aftalar.
Haftalar. Sir, इसका Estola Island is there.
Estola.
Estola.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much. You did wonderful. One thing, when you are wearing this waistcoat, button it, right? And when you don't like he asked some question pertaining to the law. Don't say, I think most probably, if you know it is okay, because nobody is expected to know everything, right? If you don't know, simple as that, I don't know it, I don't recall it, right? Instead of just making a hunch, that's not proper, because they expect you to be honest in your opinion, not making a hunch or be fooling some people. Otherwise, you did very well, and be what you are. Don't try to be something like when they are asking you question in Urdu, always reply in Urdu. If they ask you in English, do reply in English, right? But English the way you often speak, not the way you just try to speak, right? At times we try to be more American in our style or British in our style, but we know that our own native languages influence us, and we cannot imitate By imitating, you are going to mix up your own, you are going to forget whatever you wanted to say. Be yourself. You are doing very well, and I have interacted with Naseem Lahiri Sahab, who was there for 5 years in Public Service Commission. I've been also involved in interviews in Public Service Commission or otherwise. So because your base has already been established, that's your written test, right? After written test, they simply see are you present minded, are you trying to be fool, even if you are arguing something, there's no harm. Or even if you do not agree what I say, like in political areas, people are about militancy. You may have your opinion, I have my opinion. No opinion is good or bad until you support your argument with certain facts and figures, right? Because they don't expect you to tell them what the book says, right? Whosoever has written the book, he is also a human being. He may also err, right? So you may have also your own opinion. And they don't expect you to exactly, for example, they may be asking, we did not ask you about general knowledge. All sports like Ukraine, like recent American elections and its repercussions, possible economic repercussions across the globe, right? Because he has started certain action which is going to be counterproductive, and is going to be creating problems in different part of the world, including USA itself. And then recent wave of this militancy, who are the major players in Balochistan, right? And how can they can expect you, but don't jump to the conclusion. How can you fix it? Always tell that something which is so chronic requires multi-pronged strategy. No quick fix is going to fix the issue, right? Because it started in 1948 when Balochistan was acceded to Pakistan, right? Immediately after that, there was a action in 𝐀𝐝𝐝𝐬𝐬, right? So it's a long history, and it requires a deep thought and proper, well thought out strategy to engage people of different segment, because they have proven more than once that they are not anti-state, they may be anti-government. You understand? People normally take your stance as an anti-state, anti-government stance, they take as an anti-state. There's a huge difference, right? So people in Balochistan, because of so many factors, are anti-government, right, historically, but they are not anti-state. And if you want to fix it, the baseline is you will have to cater for the needs of the youth. Because in Gwadar, had they started with the youth of Gwadar, they would have owned the project, CPAC, because they are not the beneficiary. Unlike in Sui, Bhuktis are not the beneficiary. In Sandak, people of Sandak are not the beneficiary. Similarly, if something comes from my land and I am not the beneficiary, I will not own it. And when I am not going to own it, definitely that will be harmful as a whole for that area. Thank you very much.